All right, cool deal. So today, day 3, is discipline in your why. And these are super important in getting started for both two very important reasons, right? Everybody knows what discipline is, and I would say the counterpart to discipline is motivation, right? You watch a really cool video on YouTube, you'll get motivated to get in shape, change your life, do whatever, right? Motivation is great. I'm not dissing that. But discipline is more important. Motivation will get you started, will get you your day one of going to the gym and doing X amount of push-ups when you're going to promise yourself you're going to do this every single day for the next year, right? A lot of people do this around New Year's. They make the promise of, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and that's going to be the new me. And then, sure enough, after a little while, the gym gets empty. Why is that? It's because people aren't able to stay disciplined. They're only able to get the motivation. That's why discipline is more important, is because it actually will keep you consistent enough to see the fruits of your labor, right? And then your why, which we'll go over as well, is important because when you lack discipline or motivation, your why is what fuels it. It's the coal to your mission, okay? So right off the rip, I want you to think about your why real quick. Take a second. And this is going to be a short call, but think about your why. It's going to be different from everybody. And if right off the rip, you're thinking some BS, and hold on, let me backstep. Think about you. Why are you trading? Why aren't you working, a stable 9 to 5 and perfectly okay with that? There's so many people out there who are just completely okay with working a 9 to 5 and climbing the corporate ladder for the rest of their lives until they retire with a nice pension or 401k and live happily ever after. So why is that not you? And if you say, oh, well, it's because I want to get rich, or, oh, I want to have the freedom, okay, guess what? You're wrong. I'm sure that's like a good reason why, and that's one of my reasons too, the 3 freedoms, but it's too vague, right? What is the pain behind it? Do you hate clocking in and staying inside of one confined space and knowing that there's so much more to life that you will never be able to taste if you work a 9 to 5? Is it that you want to make enough money to provide, travel to your family? Is it why are you going for this hard feat that trading is? And write it out. Take some time. It doesn't have to be right this second, but definitely take a moment and truly think about it. Okay? And write that shit down. Do not just have your why, in the back of your head. Write that shit out in your phone, in a notebook, on your computer, on a sticky note that's on your computer. Do something like that. My why: financial independence without risking my life savings, plus able to travel without worrying about holidays. Travel across without worrying about holidays. Yeah. So, gamer, it sounds like you want the 3 freedoms, right? Time, location, and financial freedom, right? Would you agree? 100%. Now, why do you want that? Right? It's easy to say that you want financial independence, and the younger you are, the more aspirations you have with trading, is what I've noticed. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, you're right there with me on the same page. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I thought you were a younger gamer. My fault. Um, but I think you're right. I'm sorry. No, you're good, Red. Right, and having your real reason like behind it, right? So I would say it's something to do with your savings, right? What fear is deeper in that goal or in that why, right? Whatever that fear is, that unsettling emotion of, if this doesn't work, X. That X is your why, right? Like, you may never ever want to go back to a corporate job. Okay, why is that? Bam, that's your why, right? Something that is so unsettling that it kind of like sits weird inside your gut. And the reason it has to be so unsettling is because when you're on a losing streak, which comes, right? Just like playing blackjack or roulette, right? There will be a time where it lands on red 10 times in a row, but you will have to be there on the 11th spin knowing that it could be red too, right? And your why is what will keep you to continue to show up and not give up when times get hard. I see it all the time. Friends of mine, and I'm pretty young, but friends of mine, they want to take a stab at it. They're like, oh, wow, Sam's killing it. Let me try trading. And they think it's easy. They think it's a walk in the park, man. And I hate to be arrogant, but I love it. I love it. They give it a shot. They give it their best attempt. They refuse to learn. They think it's going to happen overnight. And then, bam, it gets hard. They blow an account and they quit. And they give up. Right? You have to have a strong enough why to stick to it. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Trading is not easy. Somebody once said it, and it wasn't me, but trading is the hardest easy money there is. So yeah, it's just like that. But if your why is not strong enough, then you're not going to stay disciplined enough, right? And being disciplined enough is your why basically on a day-to-day action. Okay. Discipline in trading means a whole bunch of things, and to be honest with you guys, it's not going to come every single day, right? There's days where you're low-key breaking your discipline, and there's other days where you're right on it. I mean, you are fucking a stickler for your rules. Let's be realistic. It's not binary to 100%. Not being disciplined can be something as simple as showing up late, right? Showing up late to market open. Maybe you try and get to market open or the charts by 9 a.m., 30 minutes before market open, so that you can do your preparations, your analysis, your setup, everything, right? Well, if you're late, then now you're not prepared. So then market opens, you're behind the clock, you're rushing to get settled in, you're rushing and everything, and the market starts to move. Now you're fucking panicked, and there comes FOMO, right? So just by being disciplined enough to show up on time can help you start the day right. And if any of you guys make your bed every single day, I don't. The whole rule of thumb behind that is to have a win, right? To start your day on a win. That you made your bed, it's a win. So if you come into the trading day and you're already not prepared and you're behind and you're freaking out, how do you think your trading day is going to go? Okay. Being disciplined can be showing up on time, or it can be after you take a losing trade, not revenge trading, right? It's tempting as fuck. It really is. I mean, trust me, guys. I've done it so many times. I could tell you stories after stories after stories. And shit, go ask Wallen. Wallen's seen me borderline. I would call it revenge trading, except I won. So, depends on how you look at it. But in my eyes, it's still revenge trading. And being disciplined is, shit, I took a loss. Let me not do that. Let me not revenge trade here. It could get worse. It could get to a level where it's irreversible, right? Discipline is really going to be a lot of things in trading, right? This can be not taking a certain setup because, hey, we have data in 3 minutes and I see what I would rate an A setup, but I have data in 3 minutes, okay? I probably shouldn't take this trade. But then you take it anyway. Okay, was it because you weren't disciplined enough? Was it because you were gambling? Typically, it's because you weren't disciplined enough to stick to your rules. Somebody the other day, we were trading in a live session, and I don't remember who it was. Something about listening to a manager and, you know, having to follow the rules and manage up to get the promotion in their job. And it clicked in my head that people are willing to do it for their bosses. They're willing to, you know, play the game, if you would, play by the book for their bosses, so that they can get the promotion, get the extra pay raise, get the title or whatever the hell. Except then when it comes to the markets, when you're your own boss, they won't even stick to their own rules. They won't play by their own book. Why is that? Right? And if you do it, ask yourself, why is that? Why are you not willing to listen to yourself as if you are the boss of yourself? Because you fucking are. Right? That was the hardest part for me. Coming out of, you know, a 9 to 5 at a dealership and going to trading full time, it started off great. You know, I had the motivation. But then it was tempting. Oh, let me stay up till 2 a.m. because I don't got to be at work tomorrow. Let me play Xbox in the middle of the day. I ain't got to be at work right now. You know what I mean? And slowly over time, what it did was deteriorate my discipline, my drive, my focus. And I didn't have a manager to slap me upside the head and be like, hey, dipshit, what the fuck are you doing? Stop fucking about. You're on the clock, right? And that's where discipline will keep you in check if you're able to have it. Now, the hardest thing about discipline is if you don't have it, I can't give you more rules to follow. Okay? So you see this a lot of the times, and that to a T with stop losses, right? If you look at the chart, hypothetically, let's close this out because honestly, I don't even know why it's open. Let's say, I don't know. Let's just find a random example. Let's say I shorted right here today. And my stop was predetermined for the X amount of risk I wanted. And it's not maybe, it's not a manual stop or an automatic stop where it's like a limit order already placed, price hits it, bam, filled, you're out. And this is commonly found with option contracts, right? You have to monitor the position yourself, monitor the chart, click the button yourself, right? It's a manual stop. Well, it really tests your discipline because it's going to start going against you and you're like, oh, I can hold for a little while longer. Let's just let it breathe. Well, next thing you know, what was meant to be stopped here, you're still in its way the fuck up here. And you're like, what the hell am I doing? Because you didn't have the discipline to stop out. So at some point when we get to the psychology side of the mentorship and this whole agenda, we'll go over that. But if you don't have the discipline to stop out, I can't give you more rules to go, oh, hey, if you feel like this, then you should do that if you're not disciplined. Does that make any sense? Somebody let me know I'm making some sort of sense here because it's a little bit of, my brain's tired. It's a confusing subject to a degree. Someone it makes sense? Cool. Right? So if you have a kid who will not listen to you and you give it rules to listen to you, right? How is it? Or here's a good argument everybody knows. And if you agree or don't agree, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. The whole argument is make guns illegal. And then the other argument is, well, if criminals are going to do illegal shit, then they're going to use guns, right? Because they already do illegal shit. So if you're going to break your rules, me giving you more rules, you're just going to fucking break more rules. Not fun. So we're not going to do that. And that's why your why becomes so important. What you need to understand is every time you break your discipline, right? And nobody's there. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be there to smack you upside the head and tell you to get your head out of your ass. You're going to be the one to do it and you're going to feel like shit, right? You're going to be like, oh my God, why the fuck did I revenge trade and blow my account? Why the hell did I not hold my trade? Why the hell was I short here in hindsight or long there in hindsight, right? It's going to make you feel like crap for a little while. But your why is what needs to hold you in place. Every time you break those rules, every time you break your discipline, you are sacrificing whatever your why is. So if your why is, I want to be able to travel, keep good amount in my savings, and enjoy life for all it has to offer, then every time you break one of your rules, guess what? It's costing you your why, your goal. Okay? So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with sacrificing the reason and your objective to put yourself through this fucking torment process called day trading, just over some BS that happens today and only today and a rule that you set that you know you should have followed, then by all means, go nuts. Go right ahead. I'm not going to correct you. But let me tell you, you're on the wrong spot right now. If you're listening to this and that's what you're willing to sacrifice for discipline, yeah, you're in the wrong spot. Right? But I know you guys know that. I know you want to do better. So what you have to do is remember that. Remember, every time you break one of your rules, you are sacrificing your goal. Okay? That can be, you're not waking up in time. You're not coming to the markets prepared, oh, I'm so tired, I'm not feeling right, let me go sit in front of the market. Okay, look, if you're not in the right headspace, don't trade. Discipline. If you are late as fuck to the market, don't come in rushing to get shit together. Slow down. Take the time, get everything prepared. You might miss the first two trades, maybe the first trade or so, but then you'll catch the third trade and be prepared. And overall, just show up on time. And if that means, oh, I overslept, go to bed earlier, just like you would for your job. Okay? This is a job. This is a career. This is a company. If you're going to show up late to your own company, how are you going to expect it to be successful? Right? Okay, now other things with discipline, because this is about like discipline universal to trading. Inside of trading, you have to stick to your rules. I know we've already said this, but inside of trading, you're going to see this as, oh, I have to wait for a liquidity sweep, for an impulse move, a retracement back to it, long. Okay? And there was one we saw today to find an example. Let me see. I'll just close this out real quick, actually. I think it was NQ. Yeah, it was. All right. Look at this fine move. And guess what? I didn't catch it. I'll tell you. I'll be the first to tell you. And we're gonna get here. Okay, so if you guys don't even try and figure out how this is a strategy or how this is a setup, don't worry about it. We'll teach all that next week. So you're almost there. But this is an A+ setup. I'm not gonna lie to you. We had a liquidity sweep. See this? Which we'll learn about next week. We had an impulse move, aka a strong move higher. And then we had a retracement, these 3 red candles, to a building block, this fair value gap, to then result in a long, which you would have targets and all that, yada, yada, yada. A+. This is the only A+ setup I saw all day. Now, unfortunately, I didn't take it, but I should have. I should have taken it because it is like a rule, right? This is my rule of executing trades. I only trade when I see this, ideally. So, bam. On the contrary. So why didn't you? I think I was dicking around. I'm going to be so transparent with you. I think we were just messing around, chilling out. No, you know what I was? I was looking at... I remember exactly what I was doing. I was watching ES. I remember this. Because we were targeting day of a high of day. But I think it was mixed that we were messing around. And yeah, pretty much. Because I had said I'm pretty sure we're going to go up here. And then it was like 850 or 45 or something was liquidity. 845, 745. There was like some liquidity up here. Because discipline goes both ways. What do you mean by discipline goes both ways? Because you're probably right. You're saying that discipline comes to me, or... Funny enough, look at this too. If you have a system that says take a trade and you don't take it. Yeah. I mean, discipline does go both ways, if that's what you meant. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. And I absolutely should have taken the trade, and I would have been thankful I took the trade. I mean, we're talking about 100 points. It's a nice $1,000 per minute. Trust me. It is, yeah, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, and that's why I'm also going to be real with you guys and say that expect 100% discipline every single day is ideal. But so is, if you're a Christian, to live life like Christ, right? However, we're humans. We do stupid stuff. We don't always stick to our rules, and that's where I'm going to be a real human being with you guys and just make sure you understand the ideal self is to stay disciplined to 100%. Realistically, probably not going to be 100%, and that's okay. So, but yes, E-Red, you are absolutely correct. Discipline is looking at this going, oh, here's an entry. I have to take this because it's A+. This is my strategy. There's no reason why I shouldn't have taken it. No, dude, please call me out anytime you want. I'm all for it. Yeah. No, trust me. I mean, on Top Step, dude, I'm only up $187 today on Top Step, and trust me, it could have been a freaking great day with this and Lucid Trading. So, no, please call me out. And I'm gonna call myself out. Don't you worry. It's easier to call myself out and be okay with it than call one of you guys out. A lot of the stuff I talk about, I do myself. And that's where, like, let's go find something stupid. Right? Shorting right here. I don't even know if I did do. I know I took a short somewhere up here that just didn't work out. But like right there. That's not an A+ setup by any means. Right? Target like there. Whatever. But why am I taking if it's not an A+ setup? It's because my emotions and I feel as if it will be that way. Okay? So, E-Red, sounds like you're hitting it straight on the head. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have Discipline goes both ways. Discipline goes, hey, don't take that trade, or do take this trade. So you're exactly right. Which, trust me, in hindsight, dude, I wish I did. Shit, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, discipline, take trades, that your strategy and rules say to take, don't take the ones that your strategy says don't take, right? Pretty self-explanatory. Cool. Next, stop losses we went over. You have to stick to your stop losses. You can't fucking move them. You can't be like, oh, well, I'm going to go long here. Oh no, it's almost at my stop loss. Let me move it. Don't do that. Why the hell would you do that? Right? There's so much wrong with that in risk management and everything. But you got to stay disciplined to where you put it at, to where you predetermined it, right? Discipline can also come in ways of lot size. Let's say you want to trade, you normally take 1 mini or lower or less, right? 1 mini or 5 micros, 7 micros, 1 micro, right? Don't oversize a trade because you're trying to get rich. Your rules, your strategy, you have to stay disciplined to it. So let me find it real quick and I'll show it to you guys. Bingo. I don't know where that's going to open up at. Bingo. Here you go. This is our cheat sheet for the strategy. And everybody who's been around for a little while knows this. And we'll get into this next week. It's going to look like a bunch of jargon. Don't even feel like you got to screenshot it or anything. We'll go over this again. But here are the rules. I have to stick to these rules. I got to stick to everything to execute perfectly. And that's good to have, and having a plan written out on the day for, a certain day. Every day you come in and form a bias, form an idea and a game plan and stick to it. Or overall form some type of strategy and stick to the strategy. And that's what the heart of this entire mentorship basically is. And that's why I'm pretty much guaranteeing you, if you're willing to stay true to the process and take trades that, I should have taken, then you will pass it. I mean, that's $1,000 right there in that trade that you're looking at that I could have taken. So, discipline on that front. There was one other front I wanted to hit with you guys. I don't remember what the fuck it was. I don't remember. Right? Discipline's not rocket science, and that's why this is a shorter video. It's pretty self-explanatory. Everybody knows. It's one of my favorite things about the human mind. And I say this all the time, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say it, but if you wanted to get in shape, I'm pretty sure I said it this morning. If you want to get in shape, what do you got to do? Think to yourself. If you say, dang, I want a six-pack, inside your head, do you know what to do? Probably. If you said, oh, I want to become smarter, do you know what to do? I want to learn how to play chess and be really, really good at chess. Okay, what does that take? Everybody knows what needs to be done. And discipline is kind of the same way, right? That's where, and we'll get more into the emotion side of things in the emotion week, I guess you would call it, the emotional week. Holy shit, I lost my train of thought again. Damn, I completely have brain frog. All right, bear with me, guys, today. It's been a long day. But you already know what you're doing, right? So discipline's the same thing. You just got to stick to it, and when you stick to it, it all pans out. That is truly it. Okay, so if you stick to the rules that you will learn in the process you will learn in this mentorship with discipline, to I'd say 95% at least, you will be profitable. Okay. Except if you're not disciplined in the 1% of the areas, like your stop losses and size. If you do that, you're just gonna fucking blow your account. And I'm just gonna tell you straight up how it is. If you want to do it, go nuts. I don't recommend it. But other than that, you already know how to stay disciplined. You know what to get. You know what you need to do. So do it. If you don't do it, you are sacrificing your dreams. You are sacrificing the goal and your why. And if you want to make that sacrifice, that's fine. But understand, you will probably have to sacrifice what you want now for what you want in the future, right? I would love to go lay in bed and watch Netflix right now. I really would. But what does that cost me? That costs me any future goal and aspiration and helping you guys, which I deeply care about, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to do that. The temporary gratification is less important than the long-term gratification of helping somebody and helping and achieving the goal that I want. Right? So you got to understand that needs to be fucking engraved into your brain. It needs to be literally a motto you live by. And a quote that I have coined myself, I've never heard it anywhere else, and I'm going to take credit for it. Profit is a byproduct of being a good trader. It's not the other way around. Okay? Profit is a byproduct of being a good trader. Meaning, if you trade like a good trader, even if that means some days you have losing days, guys, I know I showed it to you just the other day. I had a losing week or start to this week on Top Step. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it was on Top Step. Yeah, it's only Tuesday, but look at that. Losing 7 trades. Well, I don't know if I lost all 7, but losing day, right? That's part of the process. I don't even know. God damn, I'm losing. Okay, but please forgive me, guys. It's been a long ass day. If you're willing to stick to the process and accept defeat that comes with good setups, right? Everybody knows no strategy or no trader has a 100% success rate, right? You can't play roulette and expect a 100% success rate because you'd be delusional. Period. So there will be times where you have a losing streak. If you're willing to keep your cool, keep your discipline, and understand that you are simply part of the game, then you'll become a good trader. Good traders get profit, you achieve your goal. It is just that fucking simple. Discipline and your why is truly the root to everything you're going to endure in trading. It's not easy. It's not pretty. You're going to want to pull your hair out. You're going to lose your mind like I've done today. Okay, I've lost my mind a little today. But if you're willing to go through all that, stay true to yourself, stay true to your rules, you will achieve your why. I promise you that. Okay? Alex Ramonzi is one of my favorite people. I really, really love his shit. He has, I wonder if I can find a photo of it real quick on Google. Let me see real quick, just because I want you guys to see this as well. Yeah, uninformed optimism. Let's see if I can find this chart he has drawn out. Cool, I can. It's on LinkedIn. Oh, lordy. I'm sure I can just screenshot it open so you don't see my entire LinkedIn. All right, cool deal. So look at this. I saw this all the time growing up because I had plenty of friends that wanted to be stupid rich and they didn't know how they wanted to do it. Right? Everything from I want to day trade to, wholesale real estate to drop shipping. There's probably hundreds of ways out there. This goes for strategies. This basically goes for anything in life. Okay, and Alex Ramonzi created this as far as I'm aware. So, give him credit. Excuse me. You start out, you're uninformed. Okay? You've been there, I've been there, we've all been there. You have no idea what you're doing. You just know that this thing can make you rich. Optimism. So you give it a shot. Well, then some shit happens. You lose a bunch of money. You blow an account. Right? You're ready to throw the towel in. It's informed pessimism. Yes, I know I pronounced that word wrong. I don't care. Then you get down into what he calls the crisis of meaning. At this point, this is where you make a decision. Okay? If you want to crash and burn, you typically cycle right back to the front and rinse and repeat over and over again. Right? You see this all the time with people who are job hopping, strategy hopping, with whatever. Okay? This is the pit of, what do they call it? The pit of right? Isn't it despair? I don't fucking know. The pit of something. The pit of misery. Pit of hell, if you would. Right? You get here, you want to give up, and then you rinse and repeat. And you do this over and over again until you finally realize you're just going in circles. But the time you do change, which I'm hoping is this time, you focus up, you realize that this is not going to be easy. You're informed. But it can work. Optimism. So you push, and you push, and you push, and you go through the little setbacks. You have the small retracements in this uptrend, these little steps backs, right? You look like a market in an uptrend. Bam. You finally achieve your dream, your why, your goal, your whatever. Okay? Understand, every time you want to give up, you are at stage 3. When you're on stage 5, you will be tested. Okay, there's going to be days where you want to blow your account through revenge trading. And I promise you, you're going to. Okay, you will. I've done it hundreds of times. I cannot tell you that enough. But you can't do that, right? Because you're not gonna go to 6. You gotta stay informed and understand. You gotta stick to your rules, stick to the process, and that is what's gonna get you there. And revenge trading, breaking your rules, breaking whatever, not being disciplined is not gonna get you there. Okay. Hopefully this is making some sense. I really didn't know exactly how I was gonna do this video, so hopefully this helps a little bit. Video call, whatever. And I'm also like going insane pretty much today. You can't tell. I need to learn that. I'm pretty stable in decisions in day-to-day life, but to adopt that in my trading. Yes, and if I look at this, in the last week, and a lot of today is actually kind of like foreshadowing of the last week, how your life affects trading, what we basically go over in that call, because that is one of my favorite things about trading and what it's done for my life in general, is if you're disciplined outside of life, okay? So if that means every morning I'm going to wake up and take a shower, go outside, fucking write in a journal, read a book for 10 pages, whatever it is. If you're able to do that outside of the markets, just in your life, then when you come to trading and come to the charts, you will be disciplined, right? If you're not a greedy human being, then you're not going to be one in the markets, okay? What you are outside of life or outside of the charts is what you will be inside of the charts. So, gamer, you're spot on, right? The more you are outside of it, the more you'll be inside of it. So, just understand that, keep that in mind, and understand, guys, every time, nobody's going to be there. Dude, trust me, how many times do you think I want to, like, lay down and not read and just turn on YouTube? And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do that shit all the time. But what does it cost me? It cost me the knowledge I would have learned in the book. How many times do you think I want to eat ice cream for dinner? A lot. I like ice cream. I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of ice cream sandwiches. Well, actually, I only got one left. But that's not healthy. I want to be a fat ass. So I'm not gonna do that. Right? I got 2 bottles of fucking alcohol sitting right next to me. I pop the cork right now and go ham on it. But that's gonna fuck up my tomorrow. So we probably shouldn't do that. Right? That's discipline. Sacrificing what you want now for what you deeply desire later. And trust me, what you guys want down the line is significantly better than I'd say just about anything you want at this exact moment. Right? Whatever you sacrifice, and ABC basically sacrificed sleep to be here. That's some dedication. That's some discipline. I don't know how the hell he's awake at 6 a.m., but he is. So props to him. Okay. So I'm going to pretty much wrap this up. That was 32 minutes of more information than basically rambling. Do you guys have any questions? Any points? Anything you want to add on? Any shots you want to throw at me, Erad? I think it was Erad that threw it at me, right? Yeah, it was you. Which, I'm not kidding. You guys can throw me out under the bus all day long, right? Like you saying that, like, why didn't I take that? I mean, no, you're exactly right. Why didn't I? And trust me, I'm not a perfect trader, guys, by any means, and probably never will be. Okay? And seriously, you know what? Even if you're not Christian, I don't really care. The whole ideal of Christianity, to the very, very minimal understanding, is like Christ lived a perfect life. As a human, you should strive to live a perfect life. Okay? But if we're realistic, you're probably going to fuck up at least once or twice. And a day. But that'd probably be the best way to put it. You're going to fuck up once or twice a day at least. But that's okay. As long as you continue to make improvements, you will achieve the goal, the vision, the ideal self, the whatever the hell you want. So I do appreciate you saying that, Erad. Trust me, you didn't offend me by any means. And anytime you want, call my ass out. Hey, dipshit, you said to take this trade. Why the hell didn't you take it? I don't fucking know. Hey, dipshit, you said don't be afraid of taking a loss, yet you fucking closed out early, you coward. All right, do it all day long. Trust me, you think I don't do it to myself? There's nothing that you guys could say revolving around trading that I haven't said to myself that greatly fucking pissed me off. I promise you that. I promise you that. There's a notebook somewhere that has some very hurtful, realistic truths in there. And I remember that fucking day. It was a day after I blew like $9,000 in a single day. That one hurt. And guess what did it? Me breaking my fucking discipline. All right, you guys want to add anything? Any questions, comments, concerns, jokes? Wow, quiet group here. Oh, ABC's still awake. Let's go. Yeah, next week's gonna be sick. Me too. Almost there. We got one more day left. I can't joke on discipline. I was gonna try and think of a discipline joke, but I'm not. My brain is already fried. Anyway, I don't feel like writing it out because I'm gonna misspell it. I already know it. If I were you, your notes need to consist of like your why. Okay, don't actually write out your why. Hopefully you're smart enough to know that. Write like what you want, right? And do not put fucking freedom, money. Don't do that shit, okay? Write like, don't even put be able to retire your parents or some shit. I'm just thinking of like cliche stuff. Write like, I don't want to work in a office for the rest of my life and miss everything. Can't type. The world has to offer. Okay. Next. Just go ahead. Give me some props for this. Profit is a byproduct of being a good trader. And then do like a dash. Breaking rules is not being a good trader. Pretty obvious. And then you could copy ERAD and be like, discipline goes both ways, right? Something that stuck out to you today, something you want to improve on. Today is not like one size fits all like yesterday. Okay, just be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Do not fucking lie to yourself. If there's some harsh ass truth you wanna write down, do it. Okay, ain't nobody gonna say that shit unless you want to show it. Right? Yeah, don't trade for the heck of it. Don't trade for the heck of it. Right? Absolutely a great rule. Okay? Stick to the rules you make like you would for your 9 to 5 boss. Okay? If you're going to treat your boss better, if you're literally going to work harder and be more disciplined for another man's dream, but not yours, you need to have a long conversation with yourself. Okay? Your dreams are severely more important than anyone else's. Nobody's coming to save you except you. Right? You guys should already know that. All right, cool deal. Anyone want to share what they put in their notes or what they plan to put in their notes? Hopefully you guys are actually like taking notes somewhere. At least like in your phone. Sticky note. I don't really give a fuck. And then, hold on, there's one last thing I will add. And I thank this to Think and Grow Rich, the book, and then also Life Experience. All caps. Write down on paper, not in your fucking notes. Not in notes. Your dream. Okay? Then think about it every day in the morning and in the night. This is called, oh, I'm messing up shit, but this is called auto suggestion or manifestation, whichever one you want to go with. Okay. Don't sleep on that shit. That shit ain't no voodoo shit. I'm not lying to you guys. That is legit shit. So don't think I'm fucking with you guys. All right. You guys good? Good? ABC, you chilling? Aye, ayes. Alright, guys. Well, enjoy your evenings and do your thing. Go ahead.